Vanessa Soulavy to learn about what you need to focus on during the next 2 months before the TriLife Sun City Triathlon 2018. So the first thing we want you to do is to go to our Facebook page at TriLife876 and register now for our early bird registration that's still open. For those of you who just joined us 1 second ago, we are talking with Vanessa Soulavy, and she'll be taking all our questions and telling us about what areas we need to be focusing on 2 months before the Sun City Triathlon. So Vanessa has been an active triathlete for the past 10 years, and she has participated in 23 Ironman events. That's 23 Ironman events over the past 10 years. And impressively, she has just qualified for her 4th World Championship. She's also an Ironman University certified coach. And today she'll be sharing all her knowledge with us. On that note, we're going to be inviting Vanessa to join us. Hi, Vanessa. How are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Very good, please. Nice to have you. So, before you get into your presentation, just tell us a little about yourself. Is it true that you have done 23 Ironman events?
Yes, I have done 23 Ironman events in the distance of 70.3, which means it's half Ironman event. I guess I have sort of specialized in that distance. I think that is a distance for me. Of course, every athlete specializes in a distance. If you're an Olympic athlete and you want to go to the Olympics, and that's your distance. And if you're looking to go on a longer run, then you're thinking more about half Ironmans and then full Ironmans. So I've sort of found that this distance is what I'm like good at, and I've sort of stayed there.
Lovely. Well, I do believe you have a lot of tips you can definitely share with us who are just getting into the sport. We're now 2 months out from our first inaugural triathlon. What areas should we be focusing on coming up to our triathlon 2 months from now?
Well, definitely we have a good timing frame now. It's around 10 weeks, I think almost 11 weeks for you guys for the triathlon. Also, I love the distance. It's a short part where we have to focus on just thinking about making the distance. These are two different variables that we play a lot around with. So having so many weeks, we definitely want to mix it up. And I would say if you're 11 weeks from the race, focus your first 3 or 4 weeks. I would definitely focus on having fun with it, having fun with just swimming, biking, and running, and building up a routine of doing one each day. And then when you start to feel confident with doing those 3 activities separately and having fun with them, then is that now it's time to start putting them together. So the idea is that I would recommend after the 3rd week, then start putting together once a week 2 sports and trying to do them first for 2 more weeks separately, which means in the morning you will go and for a run, you will do a 30-minute run, for example, and then in the afternoon you will go and do a swim, and it can be as well a 20-minute or 30-minute swim. And this I would like you to do once or twice a week. I recommend mixing the swim with the run and also the swim with the bike. Those are the 2 activities that you usually can put together in one day and just separate it morning and evening. And as soon as we start getting even closer, when we're 6 weeks away from the triathlon, then it's then when I'm telling you, okay, it's start doing transitions. By this I mean it's time to start putting those 2 sports together in one session. So now you're already confident with doing the 3. You have also started doing double training in one day. So in the morning you bike, in the evening you swim, or vice versa. And then now we're ready to put them together. So once a week, whenever you have more time, which is usually the weekend for most of the athletes, we will start doing a bike and immediately a run. So we'll start doing what we call bricks, what we call transitions. So it's basically now time for you to plan ahead and say, okay, I'm doing a longer workout today. You have to start planning more your hydration, which is very important. I need you to bring extra water or bring some Gatorade or bring some food. And this is when you start to test yourself to see how you're gonna feel when you get off the bike and start running. Because at the beginning it's a bit shocking for the legs. You start feeling really tired at the beginning. You don't really understand like how to handle it. You feel like it's too much. But that's exactly why we start practicing this 6, maybe even 8 weeks before the race, just doing small transitions. You will do your regular workout for the bike, which may be 45 minutes or an hour. Since we're training for a relatively short race, you're gonna be doing 24 kilometers on the bike. You're gonna be years and then the run. It's not so short. It's a 7K run. So we're definitely wanna work around these distances and bike training. We should try to cover the distance. It's okay in a training to cover the distance of the bike and usually just go over. In the swimming, we always swim a lot more than what we were preparing for the race. But with the running, we are always trying. We don't want to be running 10K, 15K, because running is part of all, and it's the one you want to be more careful about regarding injuries. So definitely, when you start doing your transition and get off to run, you guys at first 2 minutes and 20 minutes, and I would recommend that you don't go longer than a 5K transition. You have to leave plus run. That's a day where you want to do it. You don't really want to be training that. You just want to leave your legs for that important day, which is the race day. So you are going to be building up, as I mentioned, around 8 weeks before the race, and there's a point where you want to peak, which should be around 4 weeks before the race. So this is transition. This is where you want to be a 22K bike and then go off to run 5. The biggest training of all. I want you guys to start going down on that training because you have to start. You're gonna be tired by this point. Your body's gonna be tired. You've been training for 11 weeks. Sorry, for 7, 8 weeks. You're already in your week. So it's time for you to start like cooling down. So I still want you to do your transition trainings. They're super important. You change of sport. Your legs are going from one sport. So to do transitions until the very last weekend, you're just gonna start to do this. I want you guys to start doing a little less bike and a little less run until the weekend before. You're just gonna train your legs. You're just gonna train your pace for like a 7, maybe 12 kilometer bike ride, and then go off to run 2K, 3K. That's it. You just wanna make sure you're learning what your pace, practice your pace, but you want to be tired. You want your last 2 weeks to be just pacing exercises and feeling your legs, getting confidence. And about this transition training is that it gives you a lot of confidence. That feeling of getting off the bike and running is the most important part. Like you feeling that you can do it. This is it. And the same thing, I've been talking a lot about the bike to run transition because it's the toughest one of all. It's the one we usually practice the most. But of course, we do want to practice also doing a swim and immediately getting on the bike. You will find this one is a bit body because it's gonna be easier on your body, but it's gonna be a bit tough the water, you're always like you get, maybe you're kind of dizzy and you get on the bike like, where am I? So this is definitely something as well. And as I mentioned, you're swimming, you can swim 1,000 meters easily, and go fine. So those are my, my most important pointers. Just practice transition a lot, peak 3 weeks before the race, and then go down. Start like saving your legs and your lungs for that big day, and never practice because you don't need to, because you want to save it for a race day. You want to have that excitement there, waiting for you.
Vanessa, you shared a lot with us. I think we lost you on some of the most important tips, especially
Okay.
as you spoke about running. You said three in peaking after when you reach that peak period. What steps,
Mm-hmm.
what training regime should you adopt? What should you be doing?
Yes, when you're peaking, it should be around 3 weeks before the race. We want to get as close as we can to the real distance of the race, but never match the 7K.
Okay.
The idea would be to maximum go for 5K, maybe 5.5K, but just leave, because it's gonna be too hard of a workout, and it's gonna take from that workout. So we don't want to be tired all the time and then go down and have a rest. The other important thing I wanted to say is that I encourage a lot in your training, at least one day where you do nothing, like nothing, and then just train the other 5 or
Okay, for those joining us now, we are speaking with Vanessa Soulavy, and she is sharing with us some of her tips in what we should be doing 2 months out from the triathlon. Just to summarize some of the things she said, where the broadcast may have been poor. Three, and I think this is the most critical part we're taking away. After you have built up your training, start by having fun, playing around with the different events. If that's what you said, then you start putting them together. Start putting the events together, and most important, we start working with our transitions. A lot of us have heard about the brick workouts, but it's the first time I'm really hearing about focusing on a transition from swimming to riding, and I don't think that's something we should overlook. But more importantly now is this concept of peaking, because
Mm-hmm.
I know someone who would like to go hard right up to the last week before the event, and then the
Mm-hmm.
question is, what do you do to maintain? But from what you are saying, you want to be going down and cutting down your exercise from 3 weeks, 2 weeks out before the event. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're saying, from at least 2 weeks out before the event, that's when we should be cutting down.
Yes, 2 weeks. I don't want you to be lazy, so that's an important difference. Focusing on is shorter workouts but more intense.
Okay,
By
sure.
that, because I was talking a lot about pacing, your pace. You want to practice your race pace. So I don't want to just go running for 7K. I want to run maybe 3.5K, but like practice my pace. So I learn it. So I'm confident so many times, and I've practiced this pace and I know it. So I don't want to be I want to arrive on race day like calm and rested. So I'm constantly a little bit more intense where we practice pace, the most important part of it.
Okay, so some of us think that you have to be a professional athlete or super fit to do a triathlon. Tell us, how is it you have found time? Well, tell us about yourself. Do you have a family? And is this all you do? Where do you find time to train all year round?
Yes, I have a family. I have so Training. I mean, I've been training for more than 12 years. I also played soccer for the national team in Venezuela. So I have a sport background since I was little. So it's just part of my life. So definitely, it takes you have to morning early. I go to train before my baby wakes up, come and take care of her, and then when she sleeps again, I'll go to the pool and swim with her by my side in the pool organization. But once you understand that this lifestyle is so worth it, like you feel healthy all the time, you're in a good humor, getting involved, you just like all the benefits of being active and being in the sport. So yes, it takes a bit of discipline, but you start feeling so good that you just find the time to do it, and you ask people for help. Like my husband takes over the baby, and then I go on the bike, and I come back, and he goes out on the bike, so we take turns, and it of course helping out as well. And if you have a support team by your side, they're gonna see you're happy, they're gonna see you're healthy, they're gonna see you're in a good mood, so they're definitely gonna help out. But you have to try yourself to start feeling the benefits and just being hooked.
So any before we end, any last minute tips on nutrition and hydration?
Yes, getting Jamaica is pretty hot. I have to go there and find out myself. So it's super important to stay hydrated all the time. Like you should carry a bottle of water. Anytime you plan to work out more than half an hour, you have to take your bottle of water. And anytime you're working out more than 1 hour, you some electrolytes, like a Gatorade. You can even mix the Gatorade with the water, and you don't have to take a whole bottle of Gatorade. If you're gonna train 1 hour, you can just have water and keep the other half one in the fridge for another workout. Because you don't really need so much food if you're gonna train for an hour. If you're gonna train over an hour and a half, then something else, or either that full bottle of Gatorade or just a banana, just a little. Start to find out what you like and what works. So this is where the point of the training, where you're gonna be doing the longest training of all. You should try out all of this. You should take your Gatorade and see how you feel when you drink it alone. Maybe it's not too good on your stomach, so you say, okay, I'm gonna mix it with water, so it's banana, half, and not just 1 minute before because maybe it's too soon and you won't digest. So always take your time to if you're gonna eat something, at least do it half an hour or 45 minutes before working out. And then if you're training for more than 2 hours, somewhere, take it in the middle and start seeing to it. So I think that you yourself have to start seeing what works out for you. But definitely stay hydrated always, in hot bottle of water with you if you're training more than half an hour, and just start playing around with you can have access to, and just drink it and mix it up with water.
Vanessa, you have been great. We're very grateful for all the advice you have given us, and we're definitely looking up forward to seeing you, if not this year, next year. And we really want to wish you all the best in your fourth World Championship. How much do you expect to place in this one, or what times do you expect?
Wow.
What times do you expect to do?
Um, I would definitely like to go under 5 hours again. It's a personal goal of mine. I think it's the 23 races. I've been managed to under 5 hours. I have a 4:51, 4:52, 4:55. I mean, and that's been kind of away from me for a while. I haven't been back to that level. Maybe the baby now helps me be stronger. I don't know. I'll try to give it a shot. The South Africa World Championship is supposed to be a tough course. It's supposed to be kind of hilly. So I don't know if it's gonna happen. It definitely depends a lot on how the race is. It's on September 1st. So I don't know. I'll try to maybe I can go to Jamaica on the 18th. I'll try to make one last trip before I head to South Africa,
Well,
hopefully.
I'll let you
But
know.
it is pretty close.
Well, we have a lot of hills in Jamaica that could assist you in
Yeah.
training. So really looking forward to seeing you, and thank you very much, Vanessa.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Good luck and hope a lot of people sign up.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. So for those who just joined us, we just had our interview, a great discussion with Vanessa Soulavy. She was sharing with us all her tips in training, what steps we should be taking 2 months out before the triathlon. Just to let you know, this broadcast was made possible by Kaizen Construction Limited, Ready TV, and we can't forget our hard-working team at TriLife 86. So next week, please join us same time, same place, where we already have our next guest lined up for you. And before you go, we want you to, one, go to our Facebook page, TriLife 876, like our Facebook page, and then sign up for our event on August 18th, 2018, where in sweet, sweet Jamaica, Sun City, Portmore. Until next time, see you later. Thanks a lot for joining us.